The most important position in team sports is a quarterback, a franchise quarterback. The Steelers do not have one. Now, I'm not guaranteeing you if you trade TJ Watt right now that it's instantly going to net a franchise quarterback. That's not reality. Be great if it did, but it's not going to happen. I'm looking at sound business decisions, what you can get for this player on the open market, and living with the lack of production. And I'm sorry, I would be okay living with the lack of production as much as it would stink to see TJ Watt in another jersey, because what they're doing, what they have been doing, hasn't been working. I also wrestle in my head, is the need for change, is the desire to see them do something differently simply because they resist that in so many other areas? And it might be. It might be. I'm not sure we would be talking about this as much if the Steelers at the end of the season took an honest look at what they are, what they've become, and have actually made changes. Maybe that's stripping Mike Tomlin of defensive responsibilities. Maybe that's allowing Terrell Austin to run the defense as he sees fit. As we saw earlier in the show from Jerry Dulak's report on Arthur Smith and Russell Wilson butting heads, disagreeing over audibles at the line and how the offense is run. Maybe that's a coordinator that seems a little bit more interested in ego preservation than he does whatever's best for the team. But as we know, they're running it back with all of it. As we know, the Steelers, above all, crave continuity. They don't want to do something that upsets a franchise player, and darn it, TJ Watt's been every bit of that. This is not about TJ Watt. This is not about TJ Watt being an ineffective player. I don't think that. I'm not crazy. But I do look at it and just think, what could they do with those picks? What could they do with that money? And there's any number of possibilities. And I'm not sure they're getting the return on investment with Watt. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating to watch the same thing over and over again and not have any change. And honestly, that's a little bit true for all of our professional sports teams right now, is it not? There's some version of it. Any time we talk about the Pirates, we talk about money and them being limited either by themselves or baseball's salary system, mostly themselves. But even tonight, that reared its ugly head with Randall Grichuk signing with the Arizona Diamondbacks on a deal that the Pirates absolutely could afford. And who knows why it didn't work out. Maybe Randall Grichuk just wanted to play in Arizona, wanted to stay where he was. Hey, shoot, I like the weather in Arizona more too. Maybe that was it. Maybe he feels like Arizona has a better opportunity to win games in 2025. I wouldn't blame him for that. But sooner or later, I just wish something changed. I just wish there was an ability or a desire to do things different than the way they've always been done. Sometimes it's just not working. Sometimes you need to do something different. Even the Penguins. They're in overtime right now against the New Jersey Devils, which actually isn't a terrible thing for them. They've battled back from down 2-0. But being the same, doing the same things, is an affliction that has caught up with them too. That's why we're in this situation. A couple years ago, they should have made tough decisions and gone younger. And the Penguins didn't do that in an aggressive enough way. And now they're paying for it. They're kind of caught in between. Now, I do think Kyle Dubas has made some decisions to get them on the right path, but it didn't happen immediately. It's also not something that can occur overnight. Too often in this city, we are a victim of being comfortable with what has always been done. I don't know how many times, even in the newspaper industry, I've heard, well, we've always done it this way. That doesn't make it right. That is a cop-out that I'm 41 years old. That has long predated me, that it's always been done this way. But why does it always have to be done this way? Why does it have to stay the status quo if it's not working? And that's how I feel about the Steelers and pouring a bunch of money into their defense. That's how I feel about the Steelers wanting to muck it up and play a ball control, limit turnovers, run the ball, take a conservative approach, all of it.